One time. Oh, my fault. Damn.
What it is?
What it look like? Yeah. Lay it down. Yak 'em, smack 'em, lay it down. This is us pretty much doing our interpretation of the jive talking scenes in Airplane. That was pretty much what that is. Why have my big forehead all in the camera? Why am I giving forehead to everybody in the atmosphere? Hello, everyone. Hello, good day. Bienvenue, Jumbo, Moshi Moshi, Nihai, Guten Tag. Again, I apologize for the German. That's horrible. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? No, not really. Not at all. I'm trying to think of what else I can say. Hey, good day. How are you doing? That's pretty much it. That's the extent of it, folks. Promise. Welcome to another rousing episode of Fandom Initiative on this kind of Gotham-esque afternoon, which is appropriate.
Yes.
Actually, no, this is too much sun for Gotham. This is actually Gotham will never go green. Never.
Yeah.
So we've got a great show for you today. We've got a lot of trailers that we're going to be talking about. We are also going to be talking about the Batman 3 hour, well, almost 3 hours. So huge spoilers before we even start. Spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about things in depth. We're going to be talking about the ins and outs of the movie. So spoiler alert ahead of time. We already got a comment already. And this is from award-winning author, Virtuous Con creator, Cerise Renee Murphy. Hey guys, I want to know, is Batman really worth 3 hours of my life? If you are a Batman fan, I would say it is. But we'll go more into that. You can wait till it's on HBO Max. It will be on HBO Max in April 14th, I think it was.
Yeah, April 14th, 15th, something like that.
So you can wait. You don't have to go to theaters if you don't want to. Cup of life, and now we celebrate. And people who listen to a podcast form have no idea what I just did, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. So you can wait, honestly, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But I would say if you are a fan of Batman, I would say yes, it definitely is worth the other 3 hours. Yeah, because it was like 2 hours 55 minutes, but I mean, let's say 3 hours because let's be real. So let's start with these introductions. Let's get this out of the way. Let's do this. The man sitting across from me, this man is a cinema CEO. He's a cinema god. This is Michael Williams, y'all.
What's up, y'all? How are you?
Myself, I am the hungriest man in the room. You can take that however you want. The past couple of shows, like I said, I'm completely honest. I will eat, and I will eat heartily. I am the hungry bleak.
Empanadas, yes.
Empanadas. I'm on a huge pancake crave right now, just because my mother can't have pancakes because of her kidney and the dialysis. So I haven't been making pancakes. So in my head, I'm like, I'll rob a bank for pancakes. Like I don't even want the money. I want the pancakes, which is funny because you're not gonna find pancakes at a bank. Anyway, never mind. That's it. I am Antonio Pomares, and this is the Fandom Initiative. Welcome to the fandom.
Yep.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother.
How was your week?
My week was good, brother. It's good.
Yes,
Can't complain.
Yes, it has been a rousing week, I would say, for people on the come up. Let's say
the come up.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of flourishing.
The come up.
Indubitably good. It seems like everybody is really like ready to take that next level, and they're getting to it. And I love to see Black content creators and of all sorts, whether it's podcasts, YouTube, writers, artists, whatever your particular medium is. I love to see it, and I'm seeing a lot of it, and I love it. Congratulations to all of y'all. And if you're not there yet, you're about to be there. You're about to be there. So let's start up. We have got these trailers. There were a lot of trailers that have been flourishing on the interwebs. Numbers have been skyrocketing. Good, good sir. I think I spit on the camera that time. Not even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. So the first one we got is Umma. No, this is not about Uma Thurman, but good shot. This is a horror movie starring Sandra Oh, who we are fans of. Obviously, we have said we are fans of. Oh God, my biggest thing of seeing her was Sideways, with another one of my favorite actors, Paul Giamatti. But since yes, there's Grey's Anatomy, but I gloss over that because I don't watch that, and I won't watch it. I just don't. I don't have 97 years of my life. I just don't. Yeah. It's only the 150th season. I think that's ridiculous. But yeah, and unfortunately, her show on Netflix was canceled, which people I think forgot all about. It was on it, which is unfortunate. But this is a horror story about a mother and daughter. They're beekeepers, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and right. There were a few horror movie trailers that have been flourishing around, and I'm why the hell do I keep saying flourish? What the hell's going on with that word?
Flourish.
I need a new word. Somebody get me a thesaurus. Yeah, give me that big dinosaur with the words all on his back. I think this is obviously we're going to go see this movie. I mean, I don't even know what you say about this. I mean, honestly.
Why not? It's Sam Raimi. Why would you not go see it?
I mean, I love the resurgence of horror and horror with people of color and doing different things and also making it familial. Because there's a lot of things that you can do with horror as far as family wise. There's a lot of so many avenues that you can take, and between a mother and daughter, or let's say a grandmother, mother and daughter, 3 generations right there. And it's oof. So yes, go see it.
Yes, the trailer looks really good. I actually was.
I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about Batman, and you don't give a damn about the trailers.
No. I actually was talking to you.
The music is playing in your head, like I am vengeance.
I actually was talking to you about this movie in comparison to a movie that completely isn't this movie, and that was Red Panda. Yes, where which is crazy, right? The story structure is very similar as far as it being a generational tale, but the content obviously is very different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and fun fact, Sandra Oh is in both films. So that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But
I love that she's like finally like getting this real huge acclaim. Like she's always been a great actress, but she's getting more of that acclaim and being in these movies and it's her up front.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's always had the range, right?
Oh, and that's not our usual joke of range, especially because Michael said it, not me.
Yeah, I think she's always had the range, but I think it's taken Hollywood way too long to finally come back to her, right? Because after Sideways, you would have thought her movie career, even if she wasn't necessarily a lead, would have continued, but it almost didn't. It almost kind of died after Sideways.
Well, wasn't she still doing Grey's Anatomy at that time too?
Yeah.
So maybe it was scheduling, possibly. Like I'm not making excuses because Hollywood is a cop anyway.
Yeah, but I don't even know, was she really on Grey's Anatomy that much longer after Sideways? I don't know that she was.
I have no idea. Like I said, that show's been going on this 2000 season. I have no idea, and I know I changed the number since I first said it, and I don't care.
Yeah, and I mean the beauty of it is if you guys aren't watching Killing Eve, you absolutely need to watch Killing Eve because her and Jodie Comer are basically kind of carrying that show to the end. Like they are amazing off of each other in that show. Just
Well,
absolutely
it's
amazing.
well, it's really about them. I mean, I don't think they're caring. I think they're like they've been the focus because their
Yeah.
chemistry. I mean, you might not notice it. Well, no,
Mm-hmm.
you probably won't notice it, but their chemistry just becomes more and more and more in
Mm-hmm.
depth as the show goes on, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just really cool together. Like I would love to just see them do like table readings.
Oh yeah,
Or
absolutely.
just them hanging out for one night, just doing some, or have it be like some type of
Yes.
comedy where they're just going out to dinner and just having a good time, and a night of hilarity and ridiculousness ensues.
Yes.
I honestly love that. So yeah, this is a watch for us, obviously.
Yeah.
Then we jump to Master.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, please. Another horror. Yes, Regina.
Yes. And not the obvious Regina that we always talk about. The
No,
other Regina, the
this is
forgotten
an
Regina.
this is an unsung Regina, which is
Yes.
upsetting to me
Yes. Yes.
because my first time seeing her was in Scary Movie. And
Yeah.
I still, yeah, that
Mm.
like that's my first, and I don't think that's my first time seeing her, but that's the one that sticks in my head the most because she was so out of my
I,
face,
I
out of
was
my
gonna
face.
I was gonna throw another one out there that you may not even remember she was in that movie.
What's that?
The Best Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Regina Hall stars in this horror movie that's set on a college campus, and it's basically about like a haunted college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it deals with because we all know colleges and the legacies, unfortunately, that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like colleges have of misogyny, rape culture,
Mm-hmm.
racism, and this is going to play into this. Yes, 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 yes. Someone said once that they think like Regina Hall is like she's like the queen of indie films because she's doing a lot of like indie stuff, and I had to sit back and I was like, damn, yeah. You could also check. I don't think the series is still going. I think it ended. The HBO series Black Monday.
No, the whatchamacallit, Showtime,
I mean,
not
yeah,
HBO.
yeah,
Yeah, Black
right.
Monday. Yeah, if you haven't caught Black Monday, you need to watch that show. That show's amazing.
But that ended, correct? That was like what
I don't know if it ended.
four or
I
five
think
seasons? I want to say.
no, I think it 3 seasons, but I'm not even sure if
Was
they
it three?
left it open at the end of the third one in case they wanted to come back.
Hmm. I
But
have to
it's three
start watching
seasons.
that because look, I am a fan. I have a crush on her. I'll be unapologetic because
Mm,
she's just so cool. She has this incredible range, not a joke, of dramatic, and she can do comedy. She can do all these different things.
mm-hmm,
And I remember being in New York during the summer before that series started,
mm-hmm,
and I was getting on the train. No, no, I was in Times Square, and I was getting on the uh the hell you call it that goes to Grand Central.
Shuttle.
Yeah, thank you. The shuttle,
Mm,
and it was plastered
mm,
with her picture, and I was like, "Yo, this is the coolest car ever. Thank you so
mm-hmm,
very much." And I just love to see that she was getting so much more out there. I was like, "Yo," because nobody talks about her, and she's been in like all these movies. Like she had a movie that was on Hulu for a long time. About a restaurant manager at a restaurant that was kind of like a Hooters.
mm.
Um, looked like a little. It looked like a more dramatic, like still more of a dramedy kind of a Waiting. If you remember the movie Waiting,
Mm,
which I remember the movie because I used to work at a restaurant, and a lot of that was true.
mm.
To be honest with you. Uh, so I'm excited to see this. I want to see, and she plays one of the professors or the headmaster. I want to say,
Yeah, I think
and I
she
think
is.
she's the
She's
school's like first black headmaster.
yes, yes.
And there's a young student who is a young black woman who is. I want it. Yes, I want this. I love the fact there's black leads. I love the fact that we're taking that horror to the college areas where all those things are not even haunted by ghosts, but are haunted by the generations of misogyny, rape culture, and racism, and and what they can do with sororities and frats, and how they can blend it. I'm just yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me my AMC now. Yes.
Is it
Like
AMC or was it Amazon?
oh no, I meant like get.
Oh, you meant theater. Okay.
Like my
Yeah.
AMC A-list. Y'all know what it is.
Mm.
I used that this week.
Yeah.
It had been a minute. But yeah, this is definitely a win. I want to see this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Give me Master. I don't. Gee, I hope that doesn't get used out of context somewhere.
I hope not.
Then again,
Yeah.
kind of open. Sure, why not? Next one up. This is the one that caught everybody off. I mean, you know what's coming, but this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. Came out for Disney Plus. This is another expansion on the Star Wars, obviously, universe. This is a prequel to the movies. Well, the timeline's kind of weird now. This is a prequel to the original trailer. The original trilogy. But this is after the first three movies. This is after the prequel movies, right?
It's after Revenge of the Sith, but before New Hope.
Oh, so this is actually within the original trilogy?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It's right before he meets Luke.
So this is after the prequels?
Yes. Yeah, so it's after Revenge of the Sith, which is the last one of the prequels, but before New Hope, which is the original trilogy.
Yes, beginning. Okay. We're going in. I'm excited about this, and I didn't want to see anything really with Jedi, but I like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
So I want to see him in this. Like I don't really remember too much of the prequels. I'll be honest with you because I was watching them on TNT. And,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was watching them and I was cleaning. I'm be honest with you. I was vacuuming while I was watching. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
You, sir, as the Star Wars aficionado.
Yeah, I mean, it literally gave me goosebumps watching it, right? Because we're finally going to kind of start delving into the aftermath of Order 66, which is when they tried to wipe out all the Jedi, right?
Yep.
And we don't get very many shows at all, at least not in live action anyway, that kind of deal with that whole situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like them resurrecting the song Duel of the Fates for the trailer just absolutely works. Like it works with all the things that they showed in the trailer. The big bad in this series is going to be the Grand Inquisitor, and for people who don't know who the Grand Inquisitor is, the Grand Inquisitor has been in animation forever as like the primo Jedi hunter at this point, who's kind of trying to find anyone who survived Order 66. He has an apprentice, it looks like, and I can't remember what this woman's name is, but that was a big deal too. That there was a black woman playing that character that also is out hunting Jedi, and you see she can kind of handle herself in that trailer. Yes. You know what I mean?
Even those few seconds, like even if you don't know Star Wars, just seeing a black woman in the sci-fi in this huge universe that's known, not looking like she doesn't know what she's doing. She is laser focused in those few seconds. So you're like, okay, bet.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm extremely excited for this show. I think the show is going to be really, really good. Obviously, because Ewan McGregor decides to come back, but it's the other things that they're not showing you in the trailer that I think everyone knows is going to happen. We just don't know what that's going to look like, and if that's going to be voiced by the person that we hope it is. And that's all I'll say.
And this is going to be on Disney Plus, but it's also going to be a limited series.
Yes.
So it's not going to be like a second and third season, which you all know that I prefer. I prefer a limited series because you get more of a story in there for that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited by that. And like I said, I didn't really want anything Star Wars, like too much Star Wars, but the fact of getting McGregor back interests me.
Yeah.
Because it's been how many years since he's been a part of it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I actually think I want to go and watch the animated series, which I haven't watched any of the Star Wars animated stuff.
Mm.
Um,
You
just
should.
because it
You
looks
should, brother.
interesting to me.
I think you love it. The stuff they do in animation, crazy.
Yeah.
And now the fact that they actually are getting the green light to kind of bring this stuff into live action is, man.
Mm. This is a taste of what you of the positive things of having a license under one roof.
Yep.
Like you have more to pick from that you can
Yep.
do and flesh out more stories of things that you never thought that you would get to see. So this is one of the positive things about having something like that, which I'm excited about. Speaking of animation and I guess huge universes, the newest, well, the second part, I should say,
Yes.
of Young Justice Phantoms this season. The second part is going to be coming out. When is it?
End of the month, March. Is it
Yeah,
March 31st?
I want to say so. Yeah. Y'all already know. I'm dead excited about this. Just from the trailer alone, I saw some things I was like, ooh, oof, oof, bet. I've been on a bit of a DC run as far as reading lately. And one of my favorite things has been reading Black Manta and Aquaman the Becoming and Nubia. And there was a shot of Aqualad, who at one point becomes Aquaman in the comics, and seeing him older, and I was like, bet, okay, cool, yeah, run it. I'm excited by this because they give you 3 stories in Young Justice. They give like 3 stories that are running. Like one will run and then it'll kind of end, but it'll continue in another story. Then they'll always tie everything up at the end, and you get to see a bunch of different characters in the second part of the season. Well, in the second story, I guess is the way to say it. Really, you see more of the magic users. You see Zatanna training this young group of magic users, and one of them is a young kid who ends up becoming Dr. Fate in the New 52, which I thought was a great thing, but I don't know what he's doing since Rebirth. I'm not sure. Yeah, sign me up for this. This is one of the best things on HBO Max. This is one of the things that when they said they were bringing it back, I was like, yeah, this is what you need to focus on. Things like this that you're bringing back. Stop telling me about Friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, are you caught up with the season?
Yeah, I'm caught up in the last half of the season, which I really, really liked. I really liked it a lot. So I'm sure I'll love this second half of the season. Young Justice is just a good show, period. I'm glad that they finally decided to kind of bring it back the way that they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost in a way, I'm glad it happened the way that it happened.
Yeah.
Even though it was like, I mean, for a lot of people, apparently it was traumatic because they were like, oh my God,
What?
And I'm like, yo, calm down. You know, Rent's still doing the first, right?
Exactly.
You know, you still got to wash your ass, right? I mean, just calm down.
What is
But
life?
it ended up, what is afterlife? What is afterlife equation?
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So it kind of worked out in a way, like almost like fell ass backwards into something really cool. Because you just get this story and you get more leeway. You're able to do more than what you were able to do on Cartoon Network. Even though that was a great place to start it, but look at how the story has progressed and how there have been so many character arcs and developments and changes.
Yeah,
it's one of the best things out there, honestly.
I agree.
Might have to watch the whole series from the start. Like I have time for that. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. Whatever. Next thing up on HBO Max is DMZ. This one is a bit of a sticky pickle. Is that the term? Who wrote that line? You did? You're totally fired. Ridiculous line. Sticky, that's what you can come up with. I don't care if you wrote for them. I don't care about that show. There's actually nobody there. I don't know who the hell I'm even talking to. So DMZ is based on a comic from DC's old line, which was, oh damn, what the hell was that line? Because it was their more mature line where they had like 100 bullets, Constantine was there for a while.
Vertigo?
Yes, thank you. Yes. Why the Last Man?
We won't talk about
not even
that.
going to talk about that one.
We'll leave
but
that
this
alone.
is really cool. This is Ava DuVernay, part of this one, and this is actually going to be a limited series also. So again, I'm into it, and it's going to be starring
Rosario Dawson.
I love seeing black women and brown women and all these women of color being leads on these series and being the leads behind the scenes as well. This is very cool. I love this. I read some of the comic. I stopped for a while because life happened, so I'm excited to see this reinterpretation of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer is banging.
Yeah.
Who's Rosario Dawson's in it?
Benjamin Bratt.
Trying to think, like there were so many faces I was seeing. I was like, wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah, I can't think of that. I can't think of that Asian dude's name, but I've seen him in other things, and he's been good in those too.
Oh, my man! My man from Banshee. My man from Warrior. My man, yes. He was the voice for Splinter in the animated series for the Ninja Turtles. Well, I can't remember my man's name, but he's Joe. That dude. If you haven't seen Banshee, watch Banshee and look for a character named Job. This dude is he is. He's awesome in everything that he does. I absolutely love it. This is what I'm excited about. Basically, there was a war. There was like a civil war, and I don't know if they're doing the same story, but there was like a civil war in America. Country split, and Manhattan has become like this DMZ, this demilitarized zone, where it's like the in between, and you've got like different factions going at it. And in the comic, it's like this reporter gets trapped there, and he ends up just living his life there every day and learning how to live in this area, and still reporting on it and sending it to the network that he works. I don't know if they're going to go that route with it. But it was just a really cool story. And I'm excited to see what they do, especially with the limited series. I love a good limited series. So I don't know if this is going to be about that main story or if this is going to be about one of the characters in there who is the character that was helping him mostly in this. I'm trying to remember the name of the character. It was a long time ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
that scene from the trailer with the Empire State Building spire upside down, is insane. Like, that image is insane.
Because you don't know how to comprehend that. Because you're thinking, wait, how did that happen?
Yes.
How was it still like that? What made it? Like, I don't. So
insane.
Run it. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about this. Got so many great things coming out. Jeez. Next, then we have Halo, which is coming out for Paramount Plus.
Yep.
Obviously, Halo. Oh, I'm not doing the whole song. I'm not. This is about Master Chief and his fight against the Covenant and a flood, and based on obviously the incredibly immensely popular
the game that launched the Xbox,
the video game series, from Microsoft. I've been lukewarm on this because I haven't played a Halo game in a while, but I do want to watch it.
Okay.
But I've been lukewarm just because sometimes, we are taking things because we're taking a lot of content because we enjoy it, but we're also taking a lot of content so we can tell you about it and break it down maybe a little bit. And sometimes my brain burns out a lot. And there are so many streaming services. And trying to watch everything all at once is not possible. I can't. I'm not like Strange. I can't look at 50 different million screens at once and see everything. I can't. But I did watch trailer, and I'm excited about it. I want to see what they're going to do with the characters. I want to see how they're even going to. Like one of my favorite characters when I heard her voice, Cortana, is cool. This was like my first person shooter that I liked and that I enjoyed. This is what made me buy an Xbox. That big icebox looking sucker. I had it. That thing needed its own suitcase if you were traveling. Yeah, bring it. Just bring it. Bring all the content. Bring it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Be one of my enthusiasms. Be an enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Be an enthusiasm.
I'm interested in seeing how this guy plays Master Chief, and that is Pablo Schreiber, Leo Schreiber's brother.
It's first off, I love this dude. I
like Pablo Schreiber too. He's a really good actor.
The first time I really saw him was in Lights Out. If you don't know about that show, it's on
Hulu.
Hulu.
Oh my god, brother!
I remember the first time I said that to you. I remember the first time I said something about Lights Out. You're like, how you know about Lights Out? I was like, come on, man. Come on, don't act like that, baby.
That show got canceled before its time.
Yeah, and it was a great show. It was a great show. But you can. I think they just put it on Hulu. It wasn't on Hulu before. Hulu before. But since Hulu has the FX stuff, they have it on there now. They're finally going to put on Pose. I don't know why that hasn't been on there, but I know Pose was on Netflix, then it got taken off Netflix, so I don't know.
They probably
I'm happy to put it on there.
Run out those agreements. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of his. You know him. He was on American Gods.
Yep.
He was what was the movie about the robbers with oh my god, 50 Cent.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
But when you see it, like, you know it. He played an incredible reoccurring role as this horrible villain on Law and Order SVU. Chilling, absolutely chilling. But check him out in Lights Out. Honestly, if you have Hulu, check it out. It's one season, unfortunately. I think it was maybe 10 episodes.
10, 13, maybe something like that.
But he was just all. I want to say he was in Orange Is the New Black. He was in that.
Yes.
I didn't watch that though, so whatever.
Yes.
So check that out. That's a character I'm not sure how you play, because you don't get a lot of his nuance. Like you get some of him talking in the game, and he has like a bit of a wise ass at times, or a dry kind of humorous banter with Cortana. But I'm not sure how you play that in a role every week.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing that.
Unless there's a lot of flashbacks as to how he becomes Master Chief woven through the show.
Yeah, they could do that. And you will have him interacting with other characters as well that are part of like the whole like mythos of the show. So I'm excited. I mean, again, there's a lot going on, but you know what? Just throw it in there. Yeah. Just throw it all up in there. But what we are going to throw up in here is what y'all really want to talk about. Let's be honest. We are going to, all right, again, spoilers. This is going to be spoiler. We are dipping deep in this. There's a lot going on. We're going to be talking about the Batman, Matt Reeves Batman, let's say.
Oh, this guy's hilarious.
If you don't know who Batman is, let me give her. It's a very obscure character. Deflator Mouse. I don't know if you've heard about that one. It's very. No, I'm joking. You all know who Batman is. You all know. No, I make a lot of fun about Batman and this guy again.
Where's my electric car, Bruce?
Yeah, goddamn electric car, Bruce. Watch that mess. So funny. So this is basically year 2, let's say, of Batman. This is he's been doing this for 2 years, and we get Batman and sometimes Bruce, which I liked. We get the Riddler. We get Selena Kyle. I'm not going to call her Catwoman because she doesn't go by that name in here. She just goes by Selena Kyle. We get Falcone. We get Maroni. Wait, do we get Maroni? Is Maroni in here?
I'm not sure if Maroni's in it. He's mentioned. His Spectre is in the film, but not his actual form.
We get Oswald Cobblepot, Oz, which I like the fact that he was saying Oz and they didn't say Penguin too many times. I like that. We get Jim Gordon, Captain Jim Gordon. I thought for a second that we were getting Dent, but it wasn't Dent, which I liked. We get a black woman as mayor.
Yes.
Of Gotham.
Yes.
That was kind of cool. It messed up that right after that was a huge catastrophe. I was like, y'all can't let black women have nothing up in this world. I hate Gollum. I hate it here. I want to go home. But this movie, as we were asked earlier, is it worth 3 hours? I would say yes.
Yep.
Yes. There was so many things thrown in here. Robert Pattinson did a great job as Batman. The thing with being Batman and Bruce Wayne is there are two different roles that you have to play. Very rarely do we have someone who's good at both roles. I can say Val Kilmer. I know that might get some flack. Val Kilmer, I liked him as Bruce. I liked him as Batman as well. He's kind of one that you don't really think about because he only did it once. Christian Bale, I liked him as Bruce Wayne. I didn't like him as Batman. That freaking voice, I couldn't. Jeez, I hated that. I hated the way he fought. It was so stiff. All those push-ups, and that's all you can do. I don't understand that. It's done more as a detective movie with fighting in it. And they showcase that, which is, he said that before that he was going to do that. He was going to showcase it more as a detective, so not just throwing in, Bane and throwing in all these characters. There was one thrown at the end, which I did not need. I did not want. I did not care for. I'm tired of it. It's drawn out and boring. Stop. You were good with the way you were doing it with Riddler. Was cool. Paul Dano. Yes. Loved it. Zoe. I wish Eartha Kitt was here to see you. I wish Eartha Kitt was here to see you play Selena Kyle. Probably my favorite part of the movie. Aside from Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. Jeffrey Wright, he was talking so soft. Then he yelled. I was like, this man can go from just very monotone to I just peed myself in 0.5 seconds. Because he was when he was talking to the guy and questioning him, like he got louder at him than Batman did. I was like, wait, who's good cop and bad cop? Like, doesn't even matter. I absolutely loved it. I loved Colin Farrell as Oswald. I loved his way of talking about it. He didn't use the English accent either, which I know some have. He used more of like that. And let's be honest, this was Manhattan. You can look at it and see that was Manhattan. Gotham Square. Like you saw it. And it's been mentioned numerous times that Gotham is New. I think it's supposed to be in Chicago, I think. For some reason, I think Gotham is supposed to be in Chicago. But every state has their that dark city. Written wonderfully, acted incredibly. Lot of reference. They pulled from a lot of Batman material. The base. And as I was sitting there, I've learned from Michael and from reading comics, and I've learned to enjoy something, but also analyze it while I'm watching it and still being able to have the two separate. And I'm looking at, oh, this is from this. Oh, this is from that. This is from this. This is from that. This is from this. To prime myself for this, I read The Long Halloween. Jeff Loeb and I'm trying to remember the name. Sale?
Sale's the last name. Yeah.
And loved it. Then I went to watch the animated movie, and I was like, this is a holding up against that, like the actual comic. Holy cow. Yeah. Definitely worth that 3 hours. It is.
Yes. Wow, brother. I did not expect you to love this movie as much as you have. I honestly did not.
I did. Why not? I'm honestly curious. Why? Why not? Because of how I feel about Bruce?
In some ways, yes. But it makes sense, right? Because no, I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. We're gonna go back and forth with this one.
Yeah. For me,
excuse me.
this movie is the 1A to Dark Knight. And I say that because I think Matt Reeves wants it to be that way. He's not looking to, in some way, surpass Dark Knight, because this movie is heavily influenced by that film. There are things in this movie that he almost does better than Nolan does, which is crazy to me. But I think Matt Reeves intended for this movie to be different, and it is wholly different in a good way. It just kind of is. It is. Like, my biggest concern when they were talking about this was making it a detective story. I wasn't sure that was going to be able to work. I couldn't conceive how you would make that work on screen and have people interested, right? Because you know how people are in movies. Like, they want to be drawn in from the very beginning. You know what I mean? And they want to ride that ride for 2.5, 3 hours. Matt Reeves does some really simple things that kind of make this movie work, right? First off, we don't need a retelling of the origin story, which is brilliant to me. When you drop it out and you just let, one of my favorite things in the movie is that you just let Bruce narrate the story in some ways in the beginning, right? Where he's just kind of talking about what his expectations of himself are for helping this city and things like that. It just completely works. Like, it completely works from the beginning on, where it's like, okay, he's going to be talking about his expectations of himself and how he wants to help the city out. But also, when he goes to these situations where he's got to deal with things, it is not even kind of the action that draws me in. And don't get me wrong, the action is good in this movie. It's almost his reactions to me that help sell those scenes even more, right? Like, there's that scene when he goes into the apartment after that, what was it, the mayoral candidate gets killed initially in the beginning of the film. And it's just like it's little things that that Pattinson does with his face, even in the mask, just kind of looking at things that other people wouldn't notice in that scene, that maybe they've overlooked in the crime scene, that just, I was like, wow. I'm like, this movie is good. This movie is better than I thought it was ever going to be. And that says a lot, because I like Matt Reeves. I really do. I just thought he would get handcuffed with this vision of making it a detective story, and he doesn't. He kind of dials everything back properly the way it needs to be. And he uses a lot of like detective film noir principles in the movie that just, oh my god, it's everything about this film. Like everything fits. Like, even his idea of, or Bruce's idea of what a fledgling Batmobile would look like and how it would work, just feels true to this story. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the Batmobile to me is, hey, Bruce likes Dodge Chargers, so let me just throw like a rocket engine in the back to kind of go after these criminals so they don't evade me in any sort of way. Oh man, brother.
It's
movie's
still,
really good.
I mean, it's still him learning.
Yeah.
And you see him not be perfect and him making mistakes. And
yeah,
Pattinson did do a great job with that. And I love the fact that he isn't that playboy Bruce yet.
no,
He's still this guy who's trying to figure it out, and he's tooling with things and getting better. And also oh my man that played Alfred,
yes,
Andy Serkis. Yes,
yes,
I love the fact people were like, oh, he can't play Alfred. Oh, this character can't. Oh, he can't play Bruce. And everybody did a great job in the movie. They did. And I know the people who were mad about it to begin with were the first ones in line to watch it. And I love that fact. I love the fact that it is. I love the fact that it was a detective story. They took so much. They took, if you look at Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Timm, look at the way Selina walks, the way her shoulders are, the way she walks with her shoulders back. That is dead animation from Batman the Animated Series. They took from The Long Halloween. They mentioned Elliot, and then they said Hush. They threw so many wonderful, and I'm not the biggest Batman fan, as I've said, but I've read and I know a lot about the lore. They took something from every media of Batman. They took from Arkham. With the Arkham games, they took from that. They took from the animated series. They took from the comics. They even took some stuff from radio. They took a lot. They took a lot of it, and they did make it that noir feel and that detective story. And they didn't go fantastical, but then they showed him making mistakes. When he had that glider suit, and we were all like, "What?" And he hit that. I was, "Oof!" I audibly said, "Damn, yeah, I." I love the fact that they even go with some of the future state stuff. They weave that in there a little bit, even though him being the dark detective. Which is one of the comics from Future State. It's Bruce with no money. And you hear about the family fortune being dwindled down. They pick just enough of things to go around to blend this story perfectly well. I love the character of Selina being, again, spoiler alert, her relationship with Falcone being his daughter. John Turturro, where you been, baby? Where have you been? I know Sal's Pizzeria burned down a while ago, man. But where you been at?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I almost had to call Barton Fink to see where you was at. If you know, folks. You know my jokes are for me, really, honestly. But everything went together so well. There's even a little bit of a nod to the character when they are at the mayoral kennel's funeral, and Bruce is there. And Bruce is still, again, he's not this playboy. He's not smooth. He's not elegant. He's very awkward because he's awkward in Bruce's skin, but he's at home. He's himself when he's Batman. So I loved seeing that flip too, because that's who he really is Batman. And he talks to the guy that looks a little bit like, if you read the comics, who looks a little bit like Joe Chill. Who is in one setting supposed to be the guy who actually killed Bruce and Martha. And the way he's saying it, like, yeah, they got what they deserved in this, and you're looking like, what? And you see Bruce's face, and he's looking at him like he's trying to figure out. But then you also have the fact that Martha's last name, Arkham, and she was put in an insane asylum. That news report that they had in the middle of the movie dropped so many things at one point. I was like, that's a lot to drop at one point. But people who don't know won't know. People who get it, get it. Like when they said Elliot and they said Hush, I said, okay, so are they trying to weave in? Because they could do Hush in this similar tone. They could do Hush wonderfully and beautifully.
Yeah, that's...
But I also don't want to see a sequel.
You don't want to see a sequel to this?
No. Sometimes you need to leave things be what they are.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, guy.
I know because Hollywood. But think of a movie that we've had with Batman that we haven't had a sequel. And this is another thing. People love making lists and, oh, this is my top, this is my top, this is my top. And that's cool, fine, whatever. But calm the hell down, people. Each Batman movie, if you look at it, is a different aspect of Batman. We had the Joel Schumacher, which was very campy. It's like Batman 66. We have this one, which is very more detective. This is more Jeff Loeb. We've had the ones that are more, we've had the Justice League ones, which are more like the animated cartoons, but also like the Arkham games because of how he fights, and it's like a chain. So each movie has kind of fit in its own little bubble. And they each have different aspects. So, hey, if Schumacher's Batman is your favorite, run with it. Go ahead. It is very campy. It is. And that's what I love. I love that they're each pulling from it, but we haven't had one this dark. And when I say dark, I mean, I hate to use this word, gritty and low and like its base form. And him talking as if you were reading the comic. And that monologue going off and him writing in the journal and his journey from I am vengeance to this guy saying I am vengeance to him being one of the acolytes of a Riddler. And his arc and him realizing I have to do better. Me saving the city, making that promise to my parents isn't about me just beating up people. It's about saving lives. But it's even said in the movie, it said, you know, you could be doing a lot more by being a philanthropist. And we're all going, I mean, yeah, you don't have to beat up people at a train station. I mean, yeah, my man was about to get his ass beat, but you didn't have to taser that dude in the rain.
Yeah.
And socking the hell. He was like, and you could see that that's not the Batman that we know who's polished, this was a dude who was filled with rage. It wasn't I am vengeance. I am rage.
Yeah.
And he was beating the hell out of that dude. And they were like, all right, I'm going to just go home. I'm going to watch this paint off in the rain. I'm going to just go home. I don't want my ass beat like that.
Yeah. I mean, here's where I'm going to briefly talk about the part that you thought was disappointing and that you had no real need for. But now
for the moment time, nope.
But now when I think about it, Matt Reeves has done something very clever here where I think he's tipped his hand to the fans and said, I have no intention on even really doing that story at all. You want to know why I say that? Beginning in the movie, and I thought about, I thought this was something completely different when I originally saw the trailer, right? When I originally saw the trailer, I thought what Warner Brothers was trying to do was join two separate things eventually in one franchise. That's not what's happening here. I thought they were going to take this guy's Joker.
The Joaquin Phoenix movie?
The Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and somehow, some way, figure out a way to put him into the Batman's mythos. That's not happening. I think what he's done, what Matt Reeves has done, and it's brilliant if this is what he's done. You have people clearly wearing Joker makeup in the beginning of this film. And these were obviously people who followed a Joker at one time in Gotham. So maybe what happened was, and clearly you can put two and two together with this at the end, Joker's already in Arkham Asylum. Maybe that was Batman's primary villain in year one. And he disposed of him and is just basically cleaning up whatever few people are left who even prescribed to what the Joker was about in year one. And he has no intention on revisiting that story in any future Batman film if that's what he's going to do. Because he's already mentioned he's interested in doing a Hush story. Already.
That's only I still didn't need it. I still didn't need it. I'm tired of that story.
I think he just
First off,
needs
I'm
to.
tired of Batman in general.
I know,
But this was a great
I know, but
vision of it.
I think he needed to put it there just so that you know he's encountered this guy already and it's over. There's no need to go back to that story because again, this is what I mean. Like when I say this is the 1A of the Dark Knight, there's no need for him to retell that story. Like if you want to see a Joker story, watch The Dark Knight
or so many other
exactly.
properties. Like we don't need. That's why I said I didn't even need it. It could have been anybody else in there. It could have been anybody else in there, and I would have been like, oh.
I think there are plenty of other things that fit much better into what Matt Reeves is trying to do with this version of Gotham and this version of Bruce and this version of Batman. That would be much more interesting. Hush, Court of Owls.
Hush is like at the top of the list because I look at it now like that's a detective story. I mean, you could do the long, like more of a formal, the Long Halloween, and then blend that in. Even though this had like a lot of elements of that, you can still blend that in together. Or the Dark Victory, I think, is a sequel.
Dark Victory,
and then the Long Night.
Court of Owls. He could do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done again, and this is another film, and you and I have talked about this where they are willing to talk about the Waynes as not being this upstanding family in Gotham, right? Like we kind of we definitely saw that in Joker, and the way that they did it in Joker to me was really something that I loved about that movie, where they just were really willing to kind of go there and say, look, you all think, you all have this sympathy for Bruce because his family got killed, but maybe his family got killed for a reason that none of you are really ready to hear. So here it goes. Here's what happened. You know what I mean? And we get that very same thing in this movie, right? Well, you don't have to tell the origin story at all about what happens and what makes Bruce Bruce and Batman Batman, but you do need to know that his family, all the money in the world doesn't make you great. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's...
And the fact that he was already rich and a doctor, but then decided to run for office, which is going to make you dirty.
Exactly.
And Selena was even like, what do you know? White, privileged, rich.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that because I don't think that's ever been hit on in any of the movies either. The fact that he's a young, white, privileged guy who's out there beating up people of color. Let's be real. As much as I love this movie, I have a huge problems with Batman in general.
Yes.
But the fact that they showed him, and then they talked about Martha's mother, and they didn't just the killing and the crime alley and the pearls and all that. We've seen that. That's like showing us another Uncle Ben murder. We don't need it. But then to see to see that side of him up there at the rallies and talking about it, and I'm like, and we already know how we feel about politicians. Yes. In this current climate today, and what we went through a few years ago, well, actually, for centuries and generations with politicians, right now is a hotbed. We really don't like politicians. Don't believe anything that y'all are saying. We just don't. So to make this person that we're supposed to love, that we've been taught for so many years, they were the bastions of Gotham, and they were trying to help everyone. He was a doctor, and she was a loving wife, and they were gunned down in crime alley in front of their son because someone was poor and was looking for money, and there was a struggle and the pearls and the breaking. But then you go the renewal, he didn't do what he said he was supposed to do. And then from that tainted pool, all the mobsters and the other greedy politicians coming in and trying to take that money from the renewal fund. And the fact that he helped out Falcone, like by taking that bullet out of his chest and trying to and going with that, and there was showing that this may have been even worse the Joker.
Oh yeah.
There, even though, yeah, that one was bad too because my man was like, "You're not my kid," but we know we probably do know. Let's be honest, that Bruce does have some bastard siblings out there.
Yeah. The
Let's be
likelihood
real.
is probably real that he does.
I wouldn't be surprised if his sidekick now, or his partner, I should say, excuse me, Ghost Killer, I think is his name. Yeah, Ghost Killer might be his name. Is like his brother or something like that. Either by Thomas or by Martha.
Yeah.
And I love that fact of them showing the murky waters got nothing. You can't have Gotham, which is a cesspool of corruption and crime and murder and everything like that. But then you go, oh no, this family was above everything. They were above reproach. They were while they looked down from their hill. Oh no, they were good. No, you can't. Yeah. And that's him again trying to fight that, but not fighting it in the right way, fighting it with his fist. So the very people that his family and him looked down upon from their manor, he now goes into the streets at night and beats the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You're not helping, Bruce. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce? You're not helping. You're not. But this movie was done incredible. And if you are a fan of Batman in the different forms, you'll have the most fun time looking at all the little Easter eggs from everything.
Easily.
That's in there.
Easily.
Honestly, that was such a great thing. And I love the serial killer aspect of the Riddler, who they did not name Edward Nygma, which thank you. They named him Edward
Ashton, Nelson? I think.
No, it still had an
Nelson. Edward Nelson, I think. Yeah,
might have been something like that. I love because when they said his name, and I was like, it's not Nygma. Thank you. Little things like that. It probably seems like such a little thing that it's something that we can throw away. No, it means a lot. Because it means that you're not going into that gimmick of making it hokey. Because Enigma, really? So we didn't know that you were the Riddler this whole time? Really? Your name literally is like puzzle, mystery. Like,
yeah.
And I love, I just, this movie is one that I would watch this and then watch 7.
Yeah, it has
if
that
you give me
feel.
A third movie in that feel, I would make it I would watch all 3 of them in one night. I would watch this again. So when this comes on again on HBO Max, I will watch it. Then if I can find 7 somewhere, I will watch that, and then I'll watch something else with a serial killer. I don't know. Something else that is weird. That's kind of, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that. It's
Matt. I can't get off the show without talking about Matt Reeves, and this guy is he's a J.J. Abrams disciple, and he just honestly knows what he's doing with the projects that he picks. Like he honestly does. Again, I've said it. You can clearly see that. The Dark Knight is a movie that he likes, right? And it's just kind of like he does the right thing. He says, I can't make another Batman movie that feels like that movie because that movie is what it is. I have to kind of do something completely different with it. And he does. He does something very different with this one. And it's amazing. And it's just like the things that he does with the movies that he directs. Like, Planet of the Apes, the original, 1968. It's one of those movies that when you see it, it completely messes you up when you get to the end, right? Because you're like, what? It's almost like kind of mind-blowing when you get to that scene at the end. What he was able to do with his version of Planet of the Apes, to me, is almost also kind of definitive of the times that it's part of, right? Where we're like, We experiment on animals for everything. Makeup, perfume, what have you. You know what I mean? And to think about like all of this experimentation and all of this kind of unintended consequences of creating plagues and all this other stuff, and just his ability to kind of, again, this is another situation where the 68 version of Planet of the Apes kind of plays up this thing where apes are more human like in that version of it. He doesn't even bother to do all of that. He just kind of says, let's dial it all back and let them be what they are, and just let their intelligence start to show in that kind of movie, right? And it's just like, and I'm saying this about Planet of the Apes because Matt Reeves is the right person to tackle Batman in 2022, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Just based on his just based on the stuff that he's done previously. Like, I think you and I agree that sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah.
And
definitely.
less in this movie is way more. Like, way more. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I honestly, dude, I don't think that I expected to like this movie as much as I do. Honestly. Like, I was waiting for something to just fall flat on its face in this film, and it didn't. It exceeded my expectations. Like, a lot.
Well, I mean, we've had so many Batman movies that I could understand if this did fall. Because we've had it, but again, we've had different interpretations of Batman and different aspects of the source material. Like I said, we've gone campy, we've done the action, we've done the animated. These movies have picked what they've wanted from that. And this one decided to go to the more detective side, the more noirish, hard-boiled kind of side of it. So it definitely had to do that. And I would say this: if you haven't seen it in the movies, that's cool, that's fine. If you have HBO Max, just wait for it to come home. Then you'll be able to watch it and enjoy it from your home. Again, I know 3 hours is a lot. We've gotten used to it. With it, some people are like, oh yeah, you know what? The movie can be 4 hours. Whoa, hold on, chill. My bladder got a time limit on it, bro. You know, I like to get my iced tea and I like my popcorn. Chill. Chill up on it. Yeah. Okay? Unless you got a hose in the seat that's going to help me out. Chill on that 4 hour business. Or I need a matinee or something like it. Like, you know, in the middle of the movie, like just be like,
yeah.
And the lights start flickering and I like, oh, they must start the movie again. Like, chill. But this was good. If you're not able to, you know, for whatever reasons, wait till it gets home and enjoy it at home. But yeah, you honestly will. Now, it is rated PG-13. So you're not going to get that. I kind of think the PG-13 felt right. If it had been rated R, it would have been good, but I think it may have gone too far and it would have taken away from the presence of the film too. Again, less is more sometimes. Not everything has. Some movies should be rated R because the characters just need to be rated R. We actually at one point get a rated R Batman movie, but I would be afraid they would end up basing it on something from Frank Miller, and I just don't want to see that. I'm gonna be dead real with you. I just don't want to see it. But yeah, as far as that goes, I think it's safe to say that we both recommend this movie.
Yeah, easily.
Whether you're able to go out into the theaters or if you want to wait until April 14th, I want to say. Yeah, definitely check this out. If you're a fan of Batman, you'll enjoy it for all the different reasons that we've described. And it was just, it was a fun time and it was a good watch.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of character development and arcs. And yeah, you definitely will. There is no after credit scene.
No.
So you don't have to worry about staying. Somebody stayed. I was like, you better than me. I got to get out of here. I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I don't care. So, you know, this isn't that type of movie where you're going to get that. This isn't that. This isn't a comic book movie. It's a movie based on a comic book. There is a difference. There is a difference. Believe me, There honestly is.
Mm.
Or I should say based on a comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, it takes from different aspects in Batman in different medias that it takes from. So yeah, go check that out.
I even like the music, brother.
The music, oh, that's
It
what I
was
forgot.
like this, like someone sitting at this like gothic piano that was just like possessed.
Sir. Sir, if you notice, remember when a certain Sith made an appearance in Star Wars and walked out of the darkness?
Mm-hmm.
That was a dead ass homage to death to Darth Vader. Listen, even to the Batman theme when he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That was every time he did that, I was like, this is dead them saying, hey, look, we like Vader, because that's what it was. And I appreciated it to blend it in there. It dead was. There's no way that they can tell me that it wasn't. It honestly was. But it worked for the character and the presentation. And I like that theme. I honestly do like that theme because I randomly, because of working at Toys R Us for almost 8 years, we had this display where when, I forgot the name of the game, but I would hear the Imperial theme continuously when I walked down a certain aisle. And it was in the section that I ran. So I'd hear it and I would randomly throughout the course of the day just hum it to myself. So it's in my brain, not just because I'm a fan, but because of where I worked.
All right.
So seeing that, I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is awesome. And then hearing the way they played with it and the way they made it a Batman theme, I was like, yeah. It definitely works. I definitely see people doing that as a ringtone at some point. The music played a wonderful character and it really added to the setting. That song and the song that plays in the trailer, I don't remember the name of it. It felt like some Nine Inch Nails type mess. I'm gonna be real with you. I have to go look that up because I really like that song. The song that plays in the beginning of the movie, in the trailer, and at the end when they pan out and you see all of Gotham, Lower Manhattan. Let's be real here. The minute I saw it, the first thing I said is billions, and then I said,
yeah, Michael Prince Capital.
If you know, you know. And I'm not there yet. I've been binging it, and I'm almost at the end of season 5.
Okay.
I've been binging it. Yeah, Stoll's just so cool, man.
Yeah,
and have to do a show about that show. Jeez, that show. Yeah, but I definitely saw it and I heard it and I was like, yeah, that definitely plays out. So yeah, the music is definitely cool, but yeah, they definitely had a definite homage to Vader. That's not even a joke. Yeah. So folks, go check this movie out. All right, a couple more things before we wrap up and skedaddle about this peasy skedaddle and give the most and give the roughest peep sign ever. All right, so we like to talk about things. Our quick thoughts. And my just a thought is comic book based movies and comic book shops. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. A lot of times we'll watch these movies and series and such like that, and we'll be like, oh, it's great, it's cool, whatever. But it's never linked to the comic book, just in name. If you enjoyed the Batman, if you enjoyed Y the Last Man, if you enjoy a Harley Quinn, if you enjoy the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if you enjoy that stuff, if you enjoy these comic based movies and series, or games even too, I implore you to go to a comic book shop. Tell them, hey, I just saw X, Y, and Z. I just played X, Y, and Z. Do you know what comic that was based on, or do you know what story goes along with it? I'd like to delve more into it. And they will help you out. They will tell you which ones are best. They will recommend stuff there. We don't do a lot of that. Years ago when comics used to have, they would say, oh, this comic book. And then in the comic, it would have ads that would say, hey, for more about this, go check out the movie. It's coming out X, Y, and Z. It's coming out. There's a series coming out for this. There's a game coming out. But it never does the reverse. The movie, the series, or the game never tells you, hey, go to your local comic book shop and check that out. And I don't like that. I hate that because you know what? That property, that movie that you love so much or whatever it is, the base of it is from that book. It's from that artist, that writer, that letterer, that colorist, that editor, those people, that blood, sweat, and tears toiling over this beautiful piece of art, this tome, if you will, and it doesn't get the credit it deserves. So every time this happens, I'm going to say, if you enjoyed the Batman, go and check your local comic book shop. Tell them, and I just saw the Batman. What do you think I should read? A lot of them, when movies like this come out, they'll have a section of, hey, if you just saw this movie, check these comics out. One of the first ones I'll say is go check out The Long Halloween. Very, just God, yes, Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, just beautifully done, amazing. No. Is it? Is it Tim Sale?
I believe so.
What? I want to say this, but it's wonderful detective story, noirish. It's a year storyline. I believe it's like 350 or 60 something pages. But I flew through it. Like, I decided to read it. I ended up reading the whole thing Tuesday, I think. What have you? No, Monday. It was Monday, Tuesday. And I enjoyed it, and I couldn't put it down. I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to put it down, do something, and I just ended up reading another issue. Do this every time you see something like this. Or say, oh, hey, I saw this, which isn't based on a comic book, but is there a comic book that's similar to it? And I'll be more than happy to let you know and tell you, because go and support what it was based on. Go and support these shops that are out here. If you're not able to get into the shop, please call. Then order the stuff online so it can be sent to you. Do that. If you have a comic book friend, if you see comic book groups on social media, don't be afraid to go in. A lot of them are cool. But say, hey, I saw this. What do you think? And you'll get a lot of suggestions from people who just want, they're not trying to tell you anything, like tell you what to do, but they're just trying to say, oh, if you like that, this is really cool, what have you, and they'll help you out and actually recommend things too. But I want to see the flip side done, because I know Pattinson, when he was getting ready for the role, he read The Long Halloween, he read Batman Ego. I believe he also read Dark Victory and The Longest Night, or Longest Night or Long Night. I forgot what else he read. Just like Barenthal, when he was doing The Punisher, he went and he read the Guinness, the Ennis stuff, Garth Ennis, because that is the darkest Punisher stuff, from the Max series. So go do that. I want to see the flip side of that, and I will continue to add to the flip side of that when I see a movie. Hey, this movie is great. Go check this out, because I love that, and I want you to go into those shops and check out those books, because there's a lot of stories that delve even deeper to what you've been going out. But that's just my thought. On that note, one last thing. I keep saying this. The link is in the bio. Maya Crown Williams has been stricken with cancer. Unfortunately, she is a jewel of the Black indie community, as far as comics and just content goes, and being able to do everything. She's the creator of MechaCon. She has her own film festival, and she's sick right now. So please, if you can, the link is in the bio for her GoFundMe. If you're not able to go donate, please share it around, and let's please help her as much as we can, folks. We say we're a community, so let's show that we're actually a damn community. All right. On that note, good sir.
Yes, sir.
Got any final words for us, sir? As the bells tolled for thee, sir. Yes. That was timing.
Yeah. Eat good food. That's all I gotta say.
Man, he stole my gimmick.
Yeah, wow. Had to.
Wow.
Where's my empanadas, Antonio?
Where's my goddamn General Cho's chicken, Antonio? Yeah, I missed that place, man. That food was bad. Yo, when I mean, things have settled down a bit. When life on my end, this has nothing to do with COVID and stuff like that. When my end is a little better, it's a little easier. I was actually able to go and see the movie, which I'm pleased about. But that's not when things are a little bit better. Hopefully, springtime, not when it's too hot. Brother, we gotta go get some of that General's chicken. We gotta go get that. Yo, The egg rolls alone was ridiculous. We got to go over there when that one dude's there. That dude was killing them egg rolls. I would have just had like a plate of egg rolls. That General's chicken with that white rice. And I know the perfect place to go sit outside to eat it too. Bet. That's on. Yeah. That's on the General, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, sir, of the good words, I will say, look, just do the best you can with what you got, because in the end, that's all that you get. All right. And lotion. It's coming up, folks. Y'all think, you know, when I was in New York, I actually snuck into New York in January. I was able to. And nobody knew I was there.
Yeah, the DMZ. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Only one person knew that I was there. When I snuck into the city and I went to the body shop and they had a clearance section of body butters. Bet. I was like, yo, let me get. I went 2 days in a row because I have something to take care of, and I bought stuff 2 days in a row. You will not, if you see me ashy, it means something happened. It means I've been kidnapped. Somebody is not. Call the authorities. Something is wrong. If you see me ashy, something's wrong. Get lotion, skincare, so you're not getting, you know, the crackness and the bleeding and everything. Seriously, take care, men especially. Take care of your skin, please. Black men, take care of your skin. Get that lotion, that shea butter. Get that, please. Honestly, there's a lot of different products you can get, different places that you can get the shea butter. Get the shea butter. Get the cocoa butter. Take care of them knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them knees, the ankles. You know what I'm saying? If you're wearing flip-flops and slides, first of all, I don't know why you're wearing slides. I hate slides. But anyway, get the lotion up on there, bro. Get around your neckle area. Get that neckle area, man. Get that neckle area, bro. Get the elbows and get that when you got to come on the top rope. You gotta get that. You gotta get that.
He went and got the everlasting gobstopper edition of body shop lotion.
Bet. And the funny thing is, the one that I really like, I only bought one of because oh, you know what? Let me try this out. It was one I hadn't had before. It's not available on the website. I'm actually going to call that store, see if I can order online, and they'll send it to me. Look, you ain't never look. When you get a little Panamanian piece of mahogany, a little Afro Latinx piece of mahogany, smell like warm vanilla. You look. I don't know what to tell you. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. I'm saying, when you get the Afro Latinx up in the smelling like, you know, fresh out the shower with the vegan body wash, and then the warm vanilla shea butter, body butter, you moisturize, got the snug medium t-shirt and the shorts with the knees out, drinking that juice generation. Man, you don't look. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
This guy giving you this is the Mac Daddy vibe he is giving you.
In that Jet Ebony magazine. Giving that. I'm saying, you like get it, and then get the blue container of the sulfur 8. Get that on your scalp. I'm teaching you about the moisture. Too many of y'all walking around ashy dry. It's ridiculous. Summer coming up. I'm trying to make questionable decisions.
He's giving you $100 worth of game for 99 cents.
Bro. For the low price of $3.99.
Oh my God.
And then go get yourself some chicken and you will know what my life is. Bet. That's it. You can smell me through the camera. That's how good I smell. Fresh out the shower. You better ask somebody something. On that note, folks, thank you. I don't know where the hell that was going. Thank you very much.
This is the remake of Boomerang coming to Hulu.
This is it. Yeah, I would love that movie could be like redone, especially now. Like I think that would be. Ooh. Put Kim Whitley in it. Put the woman who played Mrs. Parker from Friday. They show pictures of her recently. She must have been frozen in ice. She must have like the same thing that Cap had. Just frozen ice with with super soldier stuff. Because she, how did you get finer? Like how did you get? I mean, no damn sense. I'm mad now. I'm being real. I'm mad as hell right now. And get yourself some joggers.
Yes,
snug
joggers
with the boxer briefs. Telling you, I'm letting you know. And Chucks, obviously the Chucks. You can have your J's. You can have your J's. I gotta get the, the Antfish ones. Yeah, whatever. I gotta get the, the Barkley 47s. Yeah, I don't even know if that thing's probably not. Whatever. But yeah. So on that note, folks, the show just went off the rails for real. Whatever. Mad at y'all for being out here dry. Don't make no sense, man. Damn. Using that one lotion that's like juice. The hell is that lotion? That lotion is like it's like opaque water. Shit is gross. You be rubbing that shit on your skin. Like that makes your skin worse. Like you're not drier? How is that? You might as well just have used water for lotion. Like why are you even outside? Stay your dry crackling ass inside.
Like water for lotion.
That is.
That's your movie right there, brother.
That's it.
Like water for lotion.
That's my sequel right there. See, you get a mix of everything with us, man. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why y'all. I don't know why. Like, you get a mix of everything with us, yo. You get the deep analysis of movies. You get stuff that you might not have heard about. Then you get skincare tips. You getting like comedy, like I'm saying, like y'all, it's ridiculous. So, folks, on that note, this is Michael Williams.
Yes, sir.
I am Antonio Pomares. This has been another rousing episode of the Fandom Initiative, and thank you very much once again for having us in your ears or in your eyes, however you're taking the show in. We always appreciate it, and we're just here to have some fun, talk to you about some things, and to just keep going. And we're going to make it do what it do, baby. Yeah. Basically. All right. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it's a good one. Yeah, that's it. And we will be taken out by a wonderful soliloquy of my shoulders, going to the tune of Absolutely Nothing in Your Head. That's not the name of the song. That's just what I'm going to tell you. That's what's in there. And we'll see you out. Have a good one. Peace.
Yep.